I said we were gonna do Terror Man first, so we're gonna do him. They're meant to be sort of fusions of the Robot Masters, if you will. Kinda? I know you can definitely tell this was once Cryptman stage. Except now we have remnants of what I think is Fuseman going on over here.
All I know is there are multiple giant robots roving in the background. Yeah, you can see the silhouettes as part of the background.
There's some stuff going on back there. Maybe the next Godzilla movie, perhaps? But yeah, this is combining elements from Fuseman and Cryptman, and unlike Mega Man 3 where the levels are just kinda, they felt kinda added in at the last minute, these are completely different levels, so I like them. Like in Mega Man 3 I'm okay with it, it's just, I feel like they could have done a little bit more with the Doc robots in terms of stages.
Basically, unless I'm mistaken, that game was one of those games that was kind of built sort of in the spare time. Kind of a rush job.
Oh! Well then, I guess Spike Wall Man really is a reality now.
This one isn't as much of a rush job as, say, Mega Man 2, which was literally kind of a side project that was built over the original engine, but yeah, no, it was still a bit rushed by comparison.
Just stay calm. Oh hey, these look familiar, don't they? Huh. That actually, I believe, is taken from, or directly inspired by the Rockman 7 Famicom project. I don't know if the sprite is actually from it or not, but it does look a lot like it. Either way, that's a Mega Man 7 enemy, for anybody who doesn't know. They appeared in Shade Man stage, I believe.
Yep.
Also, the bats work differently in this game than they do in some of the other Mega Man games. In the other Mega Man games, they work off a random timer. In this game, they only come if you get close. Ah, we meet again. I won't jump into you while you're blowing up, sir. Well, I can't get that too late. Too busy dealing with the fuse. I was gonna do the, what should have been impossible a second time, but unfortunately, well, I can do it like that. Yeah, Fireman's pretty crazy. I really underestimated that double jump, didn't I?
Yep.
Oh no! So think of this kind of like Mute City.
Now you have the zombie ghost version of the original Wily Machine, I believe.
Ow! I'm fine. Although it basically is like getting hit by a truck. Oh. Okay. Oh, excuse me. This is quite a strange gimmick, I think. I don't want to touch him because I'm worried it'll hurt me. Is that an illogical fear? Is that a... What do you think that's, Given what we've seen so far with things hitting me after they've died, I don't want to mess with that. I was worried there was going to be a spike again and I was going to die. These stages also have more variety than the original stages, often with a lot more set pieces and gimmicks. Like, you'll notice, a lot of the stages did not have, like, this much stuff going on. Or were this long, for that matter. And unfortunately, these Robot Masters do not give you powers. As much as I would have liked to have had that happen. I mean, we've had Mega Man games where we've broken the 8 Robot Master power rule before, so... to have it happen again would not surprise me, but... alas... either time constraints or a lack of real way to include them without them being overshadowed by the original weapon, or a number of other issues including author preference, I've ultimately deemed that to be unreasonable or just not a thing. At least to my knowledge.
What I really want to know is, what was Gamma doing in the background there?
I don't know. Maybe he was the robot in the background. Looks like evil Gamma. So this is Terror Man. I don't know what he's supposed to be. A guy with 4 arms. He's a messed up guy with a metal disease.
4 arms, 4 legs, from the looks of it. It's a spider.
Oh, I see. Oh, maybe that's the one that got away from my room the other night. Ugh.
And if there were any questions what it was, the whole spider thing is doing now kind of confirms it.
Yeah, hey, it's, before there was Web Spider, there was this guy?
Web Spider, Bow Spider from the original Mega Man X. I was about to say Mortal Kombat X because I'm still trying to... I basically been,
no, they're the same thing.
I was basically spending some time trying to comb through some reference images of some of the various ninja costumes from there.
Yeah, they have the good-looking reptile yet? Because I don't like him as an actual reptile that much.
Unfortunately, no. Unless there's been a retro ninja pack based off the MK3 look, it's still currently Lizard Ninja Reptile is the only available looks.
Oh, that's depressing. Alright, next up we're gonna do Power Man, which is really a generic name. If I had to be completely honest with you. Power Man? Really, Power Man. And I'm surprised nobody's done that one yet. Either way.
Power Man?
Yeah.
Well, that's because Luke Cage already has it worked out.
I see. So this level's got a pretty interesting gimmick. Keep in mind, there are a different set of 4 Robot Masters you can fight, so there's technically 16 Robot Masters in this game. And you only ever get 8 weapons, unfortunately. And not the 12 weapons you could potentially have had. Although I wonder if that'll be added in a later update as well. That would be very nice to see.
Generally, anything that you face in the kind of later Urge stages will not give you a weapon.
Yeah, you don't get neat weapons from these guys. Although I would have liked to have seen. Pardon?
I'm just doing a quick math. You said 16, right?
Yes, because you can fight these 4 or the other 4. So technically there are 16 in this game, although you
17,
can only...
actually.
Oh,
the
right!
final merger.
Right, I forgot about him. Because there is one more after this. And again, I don't know if you actually get the final one's weapon or not. I don't think so. Or maybe you do. I don't remember.
No, unfortunately, from the final one, which should I just name it?
I would, but I want to let I want it to show itself so I can comment on it. It's just
yeah. Basically, the last one they don't give you a weapon because even if they did, it would have to be ridiculous.
Yeah, for that to even be worth it at that point. Now this looks pretty familiar, doesn't it? Oh, I get this weapon. I get this weapon. This reference. Oh my god, my English. By the way, they give you lots of extra lives, and hope you have Nitro Man. Thanks.
Actually, quite helpful.
Again, Mega Man 10 was a very good game. I'm just gonna say that right now. I think it was a much better design than 9. I think people were just already giving it crap for being a sequel. Which is mainly the flack that Mega Man 4 and 5 got. Which is silly, I still think.
Most Mega Man games, after a certain point, have that same issue, really.
And like, there's not even attributed to the game itself, it's just, well, there's been too many. And then people wanted them back so badly. It's quite strange, really.
Well, I think they wanted it back, but they didn't want literally another NES Mega Man.
Yeah, the reception
it's
to
like
9
was nice. It's kind of a refreshing reboot, but it's like 10. It's like, okay, guys. The last one was like it was interesting and funny, but you can update
the visuals.
At least
yeah.
update the visuals, something that fits in a more modern age, fits more with the actual art style that you've designed over the years. You can update a few small things there, and not literally make it kind of the bare bones setup.
Yeah, most of its faults were just and just not more so the game, but rather it's I suppose the best way of putting it is the way it was, like the way when it was made and why.
In terms of general content, I know some people weren't exactly happy with the Robot Master weapons that came out. Were they the best set? No, probably not. But the game did have a lot more going on to it. Hell, even with the special stages. I really like the special stages for 10, actually.
Yes, they're better than
was...
the one that you got in 9, I believe.
Yeah, the one in 9 with what has been aptly referred to as Fake Man. It's interesting, but there's nothing much to it. Where for 10, you have the Rockman Killers.
Yeah, it was nice to see them come back. How do I fight this guy? You know, I should probably just ignore any form of gimmick and just do this. Like, I'm sure there's a way to hit him that isn't like... Oh god. This is basically a Dr. Robotnik fight in a Mega Man game. That's what this is reminding me of.
Well, if you were Mega Man, you would use your charge shot or your general shot to reflect the shots upward to where he is.
That's a very interesting strategy. Thankfully, since I'm Fireman, I can say screw the rules and do what I want, I guess.
Since the shots don't seem to reflect as well, then yeah, you're just shooting straight up in your kids. As far.
And that's Power Man, also known as Flying Battery Zone's boss, mixed with some more shooting.
I think that might be because there's some more gimmicky things in these extra stages. That might be why you don't get any powers from it.
Yeah, that one in particular, I don't know what kind of weapon you'd get for that. Unless... No, wait, no, Mega Man can now pull levers at the cost of energy. Game-changing! I actually really like this level's design. I don't know why, I just like the colors. The music's really cool. I don't like the mosquitoes, but it's also nice to see the rats from the Game Boy game come back. Or were they from a... No, wait, were they from
no, I think they might have appeared in a regular entry as well on the NES.
Oh, wait, they were in Toadman stage. Right. They just showed up in the Game Boy games later as well. I don't know why I associated them with the Game Boy ones so much. Speaking of the Game Boy games, those are actually pretty good. Although,
actually,
my only complaint with them is that they were kind of slow and floaty, but that's the limitations of the hardware, more so than the...
You actually have copies of the original Game Boy games?
I wish I did. I think the only one I have is Wily's Revenge on the eShop, sadly.
I actually got around to, it would have been a few years back at this point, but I've managed to pick up a fairly cheap set. All of them for, I think it was maybe 50 bucks.
That's pretty good, actually,
but,
given their rarity.
Yeah, the caveat was they were the import versions. But that's 50 bucks for all 6, or all 5, I should say, when people were trying to charge $50, $60 for either just 4 or just 5.
I think 5 was the best of the Game Boy. In my opinion, that one had the most new stuff. The other ones were great, but they were just basically old Robot Masters and new levels and stuff. 5 was completely new. Although, by new, I mean like minor sprite edits to prior existing Robot Masters. I'm looking at you, Venus. You are definitely Toadman. Alright.
There were attempts made at least.
Yeah, they at least give them different powers too. So you can't really cheese this section with Fireman. Well, you can like that if you really want, but that's only because I messed up and had to save myself. Alright. Yeah, this level can be kind of cruel.
You really need to inspect the pattern before you go down there.
Oh, I'm a Mario World veteran. They had stuff like this in that game. It's not as bad as the Snake Pit and Battletoads, I can say that.
Speaking of which, at this point we've both seen the
yes, the Shovel Knight
Battletoad footage.
I am... whoops.
Yeah.
That's my reaction to it being Xbox One exclusive, by the way. But, I am honestly really impressed that it even happened and that they did it so well.
Basically, the video we saw, it's a nice playthrough. It left out some details, though.
The pause screen, right?
There.
I don't know either. Brain fart. The pause screen, right?
Well, the pause screen for one. The second, in the Wookiee hole section, as you're going down, if you actually went through the extra trouble of hitting the enemies before they fall off screen, you will get extra gems and coins.
Ah, yes, just like
what happens with the crows. Only, well, it was extra points in their case, but you get them in this case, you get extra gems.
Yeah, since there's no lives, you can't really get the one-up incentive. I think they did it a lot of justice, and I'm really glad that they treated the Battletoads source material with such respect. If I ever find an Xbox One that's cheap, ever, which is maybe never happened, but you know, life can be strange, I will pick it up and I will get Shovel Knight for it, alone for that, because it looks to be the definitive version of the game in my opinion. The Toad armor is a bit disappointing compared to the Kratos armor, which is amazing. The Kratos armor is actually really cool. It's just unfortunate that his boss fight is kind of boring. But it is God of War, so I don't know what I was really expecting. Sorry.
Yeah, realistically, there is nothing to discuss there.
This guy's also sick, by the way, because he's vomiting everywhere. Yeah, this boss doesn't really have much. I don't have much to say about him. He's kind of like Virus Man and somebody else mixed together.
I guess this is another case where even if it gave you robot power, it's not one you would want. So
well,
maybe that's why.
To be fair, the salt bubble in Mega Man 5 was one of the best weapons in the game. Salt water, and it did pretty much that. You'd shoot a big bubble and then it would go poof and it'd shoot in a bunch of little ones and then it would do just ridiculous damage. So maybe they could have that, like your cannon could shoot like vomit. Well, that's pretty gross though. I was thinking more of the other four that you can unlock for powers compared to these. Oh my god, so this dude's pretty hefty. And this tile set actually reminds me of Fireman and Flame Man from Mega Man 6 especially. Like just the colors and the way the tiles are.
I can see that.
It's pretty evident that there's some influence. So what do you think of these four designs? Do you prefer the other four that we can unlock over these?
The other four, technically just to mention this, these were the original four that came up.
Yeah, these are the first ones, yeah.
Yeah. The other ones, which will be done in a later set of videos, I believe, those were made after the fact. They were made for the same update that also added the Rock Forces unplayable set of characters. I'd have to say the new stuff, honestly, seemed more inspiring.
Yeah, the stuff, not that it's bad, I just feel like the newer stuff that added since I've seen it is a little bit more interesting and they do a lot more with the stages, I think. These ones are more like mashups of old stages together, which is not bad per se. I think that can make for some really interesting dynamics like this, but
yeah, these four are just more straightforward compared to the other ones, which kind of mess with the gameplay, so to speak.
Oh, do they ever? There's one that I really liked. When we get to him, I'll can't wait. Perhaps I'll save the other four for the other Robot Masters. Like maybe every even one will do the other four. That might work. Just so I don't have to do them with every Robot Master, because I feel like that would be just a lot of work for minimal gain. So yeah, we'll do that. And the next playthrough with I forget who was after Fireman, but we'll show off the other four. But Fireman gets to fight the less interesting.
It was Nightman off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think it was Nightman that was next after this one. Yeah, it was Nightman, I think. I'll have to double check. But I'm just going by my memory, I'm pretty sure we had Nightman second. I have the text file on me, like right now, so I can check later. But yeah, I have nothing against these Robot Masters, it's just, the other ones are a lot funnier and better. Like, these are the more serious ones, I guess you could say. But the other ones are a lot more comedic. And I suppose I enjoy the comedic one because it just seems a bit more inspiring. With interesting level mechanics that actually do noticeably change how you approach everything in those levels. This is how you get bodied by levels, by the way. It's kind of just how it happens. We're gonna make up for that one E-tank deficit. Are you ready? We're gonna see if we can get that. By jumping into that rocket. Like a smart person. Here we go. There. Now, if we're lucky, we'll get all this playthrough done in one night. And then maybe tomorrow we can do the other Robot Master. Who would be Nightman, I guess. Fascinating. Are you ready for this boss? It's fire meets fire. Which is not going to be very effective. Although if it is, I might spit my water out. This guy's a sumo, as you can see. Doskoi. Honestly, I think he's the most interesting of the four. Just in comparison.
This is maybe the only one of the only one. No, it actually is the only one where you would actually be able to get some kind of an ability.
Yeah, it would probably be like just like a gun version of Crypt Man, to be honest, without having to jump to activate the wave. Oh god, okay, I thought I was gonna die. That had me really scared. By the way, that's all four of them. This is probably gonna be quite a long video, but all four of them wrapped up in one is fine. This leaves one more who is very aptly named. They just all decide to fuse together and destroy Fireman's face. Deathman! What the hell?